There, welcome to the courtroom file. So today we have a bond reduction hearing in Judge Wolf's court, and this one's very peculiar to us. The defendant involved here has a myriad of things going on. She has pending charges, she has drug addiction issues, but the person who is lining up to be her champion, who is going to support her if she's able to get this bond reduced, is an older gentleman who is not family, but he has a younger child in the home himself, and he's apparently helped her in the past too. But her own family is not there. Her family is in the area. She has a daughter who apparently is expecting. She has a father who is retired law enforcement, and none of those people are there to support her, but this other gentleman is. Now, we're not suggesting there's anything untoward going on between the two of them, but in the same respect, we don't understand his motivation. So take a look at this. Let us know what you think is going on here and what you think of the judge's final ruling. Please put a thumbs up on the video if you enjoy it. That helps other people find it. Consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. If you are a subscriber, considering becoming a channel member, as we have some wonderful perks for those who choose to become members. That having been said, let's go ahead and roll the game film.
All right, we have a motion for a bond reduction.
Yes, Your Honor.
Motion, if I understand correctly, the current bond is $40,000.
That is correct, Your Honor. I think it requires a source.
All right. And you may put on your proof. General Wojnarowski, is this your case?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Raise your right hand and be placed under oath.
Hello.
If you would, state your full name for the court.
Michael Wayne Brown,
And Mr. Brown, where do you live?
916 Edgewood Road, McEwen.
And how long have you lived in Humphreys County?
Oh, all my life, 61 years.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I mow yards. I draw a pension from TDOT. I was a mechanic for 17 years, and I got a leg tore off in 95, so I draw disability.
All right. And just ballpark, what's your total income a month?
About 3,000.
All right.
That's not counting the mowing, but mowing's a seasonal thing.
Not doing much of that right now.
Don't you?
And how do you know Cammie Lewis?
Man, I've been friends for years.
Okay. And just ballpark, how long have you known her?
At least 5.
And are you aware that she has drug problems?
Yes.
Have you tried to talk to her about those?
Yes, sir.
If the court lowers her bond, have you talked to a bondsman about the possibility of making her bond?
Yes, sir, I have.
If her bond were dropped to $20,000, can you make the arrangements to make that bond?
Yes, sir.
And that would be out of your income and nothing illicit or improper.
Yes, right.
If the court would put bond conditions on her, would you help make sure that she comes to court and does the things
she'll be here. She'll be here.
Okay. Would you help to make sure that happens?
Yes, sir.
If you were made aware that she had left or taken off or something of that nature, would you report that to law enforcement?
Yes, I sure will.
That's all the questions I have.
General Wojnarowski.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I could probably take my mask off up here because no one's near me. Mr. Brown, you said you were friends with Miss Lewis for about 5 years, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a neighbor or does she live near you?
I mean, she has lived with me.
She has lived with you in the past?
Yes,
Okay. Do you intend, if she makes bond, for her to live with you
yes.
at that point?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you said that you know that she has drug problems.
Yes.
What kind of drug problems does she have?
Yes, you damn it, she does. But
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't understand you.
I don't really know everything she does, but I do know she's an addict.
Okay. Do you know what kind of drugs she uses?
Not very bad, I don't know.
All right. And do you know how long she's had a drug problem?
I know she's had it since I've known her.
Has she had it when she lived with you as well? Were you concerned about her bringing drugs into your home?
Yes.
Was she kicked out of your house, or did she leave on her own accord?
More or less, she was kicked out because I don't put up with that. I got a 12-year-old son.
Sure, and I'm sure you don't want her and drugs around your son. Are you aware that Miss Lewis is a convicted felon? Do you, if you'll just speak, she's recording you.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
So you know that she has a history of drug felony convictions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Me and her's talked about it.
All right. And are you aware that she has pending charges that were bound over from general sessions in addition to
Yes,
these
ma'am.
charges here in circuit court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you aware that one of those pending charges is a failure to appear in general sessions
Yes,
court?
ma'am. I do.
So given the fact that she has failed to appear in general sessions court just recently, does that give you any concern making her bond and whether or not you'd be out any money?
Yes, ma'am. Me and her, we've talked about it. She's not going nowhere.
All right. Are you aware that back in 2023, she was also convicted of failure to appear in general sessions court? So you would agree she has a history of failing to appear in court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
I'm aware of it.
Okay, well, just out of concern for you and your money that may or may not disappear, are you concerned at all about her showing up for court?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Brown.
Redirect, Mr. Lockett. Nothing further. Brown, you may step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Lockett, you may call your next witness. Lewis, you'll come around. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and be placed under oath.
If you would state your full name for the court,
Kami Gillus,
and you're in jail right now, but where would you live if you're able to make bond in this case?
Mr. Brown.
And what is the relationship with Mr. Brown?
He's like a father figure to me.
Okay. Has he kind of taken you under his wing?
Yes.
And if you screw up, he kicks you out, is that right?
Yes.
All right.
And he tells on me.
And he tells you, okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you an addict?
Yes, sir.
While you're in jail, have you taken any steps to start dealing with your addiction?
Yes, sir. I've been going to AA and I've been doing my Bible studies and I've also been looking into rehab.
You've been what in rehab?
Looking into rehabs.
Looking into. If the court required that you do inpatient treatment as a condition of your bond, would you do that?
Yes, sir. I plan on doing that already.
You already planning on it?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
If the court required that you wear a scram bracelet or GPS monitor or anything else, would you do that?
Yes, sir.
You've got a pending failure to appear and a prior failure to appear conviction. Is there something you can tell the judge as to why this time around things would be different?
First, my failure to appear as judge, neither one of them were on bond. I was never on bond for those. And the last one, I just got my court dates mixed up, and that's why I had a failure to appear this time. The one before that, I don't even remember, back in 2023. I can't remember what happened with that, but
All right, but what about now is going to make that be different?
I've always showed up to court, except for that time that I got the court dates mixed up. I really don't remember 2023.
And is that because of drug use?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you're sober, do you think you can keep up with court dates?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Will you have a sponsor when you get out?
Yes, I'm working on that right now, as a matter of
All right.
fact.
What kind of sponsor do you want to pick out?
I'm hoping to get Jamie Sessler.
All right.
Jamie Sessler.
What type of family do you have in this area?
My dad, he just retired from the sheriff's department here.
All right.
He lives in Dixon. And my brother and my sister, my daughter, who I just found out is pregnant. So
All right.
that's going to be a big plus for me, keep
And-
me sober.
How long have you lived in Humphreys or Dixon?
In Dixon all my life.
All your life? That's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
General Wojnarowski, you have questions?
Ms. Lewis, I'm going to ask you some questions. Don't tell me about the actual offenses that you're charged with. I'm going to ask you about what you're charged with, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you are currently here before the court with charges for possession with intent for methamphetamine and fentanyl, along with some simple possessions. Is that correct? Okay. And then, and that occurred on May the 10th of 2024, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then in the case that was just recently bound over from General Sessions, you were charged on July the 10th of 2024 with possession of heroin, possession of methamphetamine, drug paraphernalia, and a driving on a revoked license. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then ultimately, a failure to appear came out of those charges as well. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, Ms. Lewis, you have a lengthy history involving drug offenses. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
In fact, if I counted it, and it looks like you've had 5 felony convictions for selling drugs or possession with intent.
I believe so.
Okay. Now, as part of those conditions, or prior convictions, have you gotten treatment before?
I did. I completed a recovery community center, I think is what it's called, in Madison.
Okay. And did that help?
I stayed clean and sober for 5.5 years.
All right. And then obviously based on the testimony from not the testimony, but the direct examination from your attorney, you are clearly using drugs again. Is that correct?
I was.
Okay. Now, you have been on probation, community corrections, and parole in the past. Is that correct? All out of Dixon? Okay. And you have violated all of those 3 as well. Is that correct?
I have at some point. I also completed all 3. I completed community corrections, and I completed my parole, and I'm sorry, what was the other one you said?
Probation.
Probation. I'm sure I violated that one. But I did complete community corrections
Okay.
and parole.
All right. But you have had violations of both of those on your history. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't think I have any further questions. Thank you.
Anything further, Mr. Lockett? Mr. Lockhart had a question for you, ma'am, about whether or not you would be willing to wear a monitor of some kind, but you don't have a job, and if you get out, you don't have a job, is that correct?
I do. I work with Mr. Brown in the summertime, and I plan to get one, yes, sir.
Well, my question is, who's going to pay for this monitor if you're released from jail?
Mr. Brown can help me until I get my job.
Thank you. You can step down. Mr. Lockhart, do you have any other witnesses?
No further proof. I'll waive argument. None further proof.
Well, clearly, if considering the factors that are set forth in the Tennessee Code, which are set forth in 4011-118, to determine the amount of bail necessary to guarantee or assure the appearance of a defendant, the court's supposed to consider the length of residence in the community, which clearly she has a lifetime residency in this general area, Dixon and Houston, in Humphreys County. Her employment history and financial conditions, I don't show that she actually has a job. She's saying she would work with Mr. Brown, but by his testimony, there's not really much work to be had right now in his line of work. Family ties and relationships, she may have a father in the area that's retired from the sheriff's department, but he's not here, and there's no indication that he would be here to support her. Reputation, character, and mental condition, I don't have anything other than her prior criminal record, which is the next consideration. Her prior criminal record of appearance at court proceedings. Clearly, she has multiple felony convictions. In addition to that, she has failures to appear, both pending and prior, and those clearly warrant or mitigate against lowering a bond where she's failed to appear on multiple occasions. Nature of the offense and apparent probability of conviction. These are drug offenses. In addition to that, she has multiple other drug offenses and is an admitted drug addict. Prior criminal record and likelihood that because of the record, she would pose a risk of danger to the community. One of these charges that she is on is methamphetamine that she is possessing with intent to sell or distribute methamphetamine, 0.5 grams or more. That's count one. Count two is the same type charge with possession to sell or distribute with fentanyl, which is a deadly substance in this court's opinion. That the next case is the next charge is for a possession of Suboxone, which is a misdemeanor, and then the other is drug paraphernalia. So she has two felony charges, but are fairly serious drugs. With her history of drug possession and drug use and admitted addiction, I'm of the opinion that lowering the bond will not only pose a risk of danger to the community by her engaging in the distribution of drugs, but her use of drugs. I'm more concerned about giving her a bond would put her back in the community where she would be able to gain access to the drugs that are basically a threat to her to her life. The identity of responsible members of the community, Mr. Brown being the only one, and he's aware of her drug history and so forth, and a failure to appear, but says he still wants to help make her bond. I'm just of the opinion that what she needs more than anything is drug treatment at this present time, and with pending charges coming out of the general sessions.
And there it is, the turning point. The judge isn't just thinking about court appearances anymore. He's thinking about public safety and her survival. This is actually a powerful shift. Instead of punishment, the focus becomes treatment. But here's the twist. He leaves the door open. If she gets into a rehab program, this entire decision could change. So now the real question is, will she take that opportunity or miss it like before?
In addition to the failure to appear, it just seems unlikely to me that reducing her bond is in her best interest. So I'm going to deny the bond request, reduction for bond request. But I will say that I think she needs to get some help, and she needs to get into a treatment program as quickly as possible. The difficulty, of course, is giving her a furlough while she's got pending charges. But I am of the opinion that if she was admitted into some treatment facility, then the court would reconsider whether or not to reduce her bond to allow that to take place. But right now, there's no reason for me to think that reducing her bond would do anything except put her in a position where she could again utilize drugs, failure to appear, and potentially put her life at risk. So I'm denying her request for a bond reduction. It's $40,000, and based upon the evidence in this case, I don't find that amount to be unreasonable.